Welcome back to the Whiskey Couch with me, Gustav Miller, as your host. Today's whiskey is the first in a three-part series covering the three bottlings of the Jameson Deconstructed range. But let's talk about Jameson first. Jameson as a brand has been with us for almost 240 years. Jameson whiskey is produced at the Middleton distillery in County Cork, Ireland, and it's owned by the Irish Distillers or Distilling Company, which is part of Pernod Ricard group. According to the sales figures, every second of every day, 2 bottles of Jameson is sold. So in this short time that I've spoken with you, almost 120 bottles of Jameson whiskey was sold. But back to the whiskey. The first one that I'm going to do today is the Jameson Bold. And then the second one is the Jameson Lively. And the third one is the Jameson Round. So what is the Deconstructed series all about? Let's see what the label says on the back of this beautiful bottle, Jameson Bold, the first in the Deconstructed series. It says here the Deconstructed series invites you to explore our taste. With Jameson Original as our foundation, Jameson Original as our foundation, we've deconstructed its key characteristics and amplified them, resulting in 3 unique whiskies, which is now the Bold, the Lively, and the Round. It's everything you love about Jameson, only more of it. Jameson Bold, which is this one that we're doing today, Irish whiskey, and I even have my Irish cap at the ready. Jameson Bold is spicy and confident. A higher proportion of pot still whiskey in the blend contributes to its feistiness. Initially creamy and soft, it will seduce you with its intense personality, barley notes, and hint of berries. And then on the front label it says intense and robust with a whack of spices. It'll take you by storm. So the Bold in this 3-part series amplifies the pot still character of Jameson whiskey. The second one amplifies the grain component of the whiskey, and the third one focuses on the wood maturation. So let's have a look at the Bold, beautiful gold color. If I hold it against my shirt here, it's a bit far away. Golden color on the nose. Very exciting, this Jameson. I'm always excited when I do Irish whiskey, seeing that our children lives in Ireland. So when I do Irish whiskey, it's always quite close to my heart. Vanilla and grain whiskey. Even though a very big proportion of pot still whiskies, there's still some grain whiskies in this blend. And you get them on the nose immediately. And then a bit of honey, but grassy, and then the pot still barley component. Pot still whiskey is of course malted and unmalted barley. There's also a candy note, candied apples. Candied apples, but lots of vanilla. And that grassiness, it's got quite a soft nose. I don't get a spice explosion on the nose. Yep, the pot still is on the palate for sure. The pot still spices, a whack of spices, but also creamy and also some sweet notes in the flavor profile. The apples on the nose, the candied apples, on the palate it becomes baked apples with caramel and nutty milk chocolate. That's what I'm picking up on the palate. And then the bitter wood spices right at the end. So the finish is sweet initially, then spicy, and then it becomes quite dryish. So let's see what a drop of water will do to this whiskey. Just a drop of water, bottled at 40% alcohol, ABV, alcohol by volume, and bottled, of course, for the travel retail market and triple distilled. More candy. With a drop of water, more candy. More sweetness on the palate. Much less spices with a drop of water. Almost as if it becomes too soft with a drop of water. Price-wise, at the Heathrow Airport, it's listed at 42 UK pounds. Here in South Africa, I picked this up for 700 South African rand. If you want to pair this bold, Jameson Bold, with a food snack, I'm thinking of apple crumble because of the amount of apple notes and the creamy notes in this whiskey. But you can also do a slice of apple dusted with cinnamon. Cinnamon connecting with the spice, the apple connecting with the apple flavors in this whiskey. But for today I thought I'd make a small cracker with a bit of cream cheese and a tiny piece of apple dusted with cinnamon. So I'm expecting the creaminess of the snack to connect with the creaminess in this whiskey and the apple with the apple, but also that the creaminess will just sort of tone down the spiciness a little bit. So I've already coated my mouth with the whiskey. Now you can just, that's the way you do the pairing. I can just enjoy the snack. This is such an interesting snack with a combination of flavors, and it softens. I've already put a few drops of water in here. I would not recommend that you do that. This is a whiskey that I would say you should drink neat, but it tones down the spices tremendously and the creaminess. Easy drinking, even though spicy. The spiciness is returning now. Easy drinking. I actually like this whiskey. Jameson Bold. Tomorrow we're going to look at the lively and then the round. What an interesting series. Thank you for watching. See you again tomorrow. More whiskey tasting and whiskey and food pairings to come. Sláinte.